Today's video is going to be an interesting video because we are going to be embarking on my largest terraforming and probably village project that I've ever done in my Minecraft career all at once. In the last episode, I said how I wanted to clear out all of the trees right here and make a custom, or do custom terrain here and also do a custom village. And I cleared out all the trees. Now, a little fun behind the scene fact, I actually started off by planning this video before I chopped down all the trees, and I kind of underestimated how much I actually have to clear out for the land. Yeah, I might be here for a while, so I'm gonna get started right away. So I kind of started doing some small little touch up on the top up here. Honestly, it's not really the top that we really have to worry about. The only thing we really have to do is kind of cover up some of these caves area right here, because I don't really like these caves. The real terraforming kind of begins starting from right around here. I don't like how from here it kind of just dropped kind of heavily at this point here, maybe like a little bit more towards like the bottom area over here as well, but I don't love how it kind of just becomes really steep after this point. I kind of want this to kind of slowly just keep going down. So kind of starting right here is where we actually are going to need to terraform. We're going to need to do just a little bit over here as well. And then I think the big one obviously is going to be that area right there. That's going to require quite a lot of work. So I think what I'm going to start by doing really quick is I'm going to start by kind of just do some small touches up here, kind of just fix some of the little issues that I have with like the caves and stuff here. Obviously this big cave here. And then I'm going to start slowly doing this little section here. I'll check up once I'm kind of done with this little section. Maybe not done, but you know, have some progress done with that area down there. Alrighty, I have returned with a little update. Now, as you can see, I've done quite a lot of work. Honestly, I kind of don't remember what this area looks like just because I've been so focused on terraforming it. But as you can see, I've tried my best starting kind of from this layer up here. At this point, that's kind of where I wanted to slowly fade back into the normal Minecraft terrain. But right here is really where the terrain kind of begins. So you can kind of see I've kind of done some custom terraforming up to this bit here. I am about to go do this. I just needed to take a little bit of a break to show you guys what I've been up to. But yeah, this is kind of what I've been up to so far. So I've kind of gotten to over here, and I've kind of gotten to like this little section right here. Now, the interesting thing is that I kind of have been chipping away at this area as well just a little bit, just so that I could start getting some of the blocks, because I actually have been doing more placing blocks here than I have kind of digging it out. It's going to be kind of interesting to keep going down here, because at some point we are just going to hit like a big stone wall, which I'll have to break later. But I'm trying to do all of the upper areas over here first, kind of, and then yeah, I think we'll slowly start chipping away at this area once I'm done. I think the next thing that I'm going to work on really quick is this little area right here, which we'll get to. So that'll be hopefully quite a lot of fun. But oh man, I am loving the progress so far. And again, just kind of to get an aerial shot, this is kind of what I'm working on. I feel like once we connect this up to that side over there, it'll look a lot nicer. So I'm very excited. Alrighty, I have returned. Now I have finished filling in / covering technically the cave hole area. Honestly, you couldn't even tell that there was ever a cave there once the grass grows. It honestly looked really nice. It's in this little section right here. It honestly just kind of blends really well together. Now, one thing that I'm kind of having a little bit of difficulty of is actually with this area right here. Now, the problem that I'm having is that this area is already kind of flat, but then once again, it kind of goes into the rolling hills area right here, which I kind of don't love. So far what I've done is I kind of just walled this section off, kind of just going down. This isn't final by any means. I kind of don't know what I want to do with this area, only because the problem that I also found out that we have is that with this area over here with the nether portal being here, we have to decide if we're okay with getting rid of some of the land right here, because we might have this wall here, but I'm kind of okay keeping the wall up, but then getting rid of some of the land here. So that kind of brings me to my next point. I kind of don't know where I would like to go next. So I think what is logical is I might need to fix this little flat piece of land here, because as you can see, kind of right here, it does start to go down quite a bit here. So what I think I'm going to do is I might bring this little section down to here. So this might be like the lowest point of this town or something like that, at least just for now. And then I think I'll bring this down to there. After we do that and, you know, make it look good, kind of like how we've been keeping up with that kind of theme right there, then I think we start looking at destroying this here. I know that this is going to be the most time consuming part, so I kind of want to get that out of the way. But also, if we get rid of all of this like high part of the mountain here, which I don't like that this is kind of a mountain. Every single episode, by the way, I don't know what it is. Every single episode, those guys show up. I mean, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so once we can get rid of these kind of high peaks right here and everything's kind of flat, I would at least like to flatten everything over here first, kind of to, like we said, that kind of layer right there. Because after that, it'll be easier to go down than it would going down, but also this part's still going up. So yeah, I think we're going to do those two things there, and then I'm gonna start doing the whole thing over here. I'm not gonna do a time lapse for that little section there. I'm just gonna do the time lapse for here, so you guys will see in just a few moments the time lapse of me getting rid of all of this. I really am not excited for this. Oh boy. Alrighty, here is a kind of little checkup. So far, this is what we have been able to do. We kind of just lowered everything over here. So I actually made a couple of realizations. The first one is that if we continue, so I'm kind of making this like the last layer here, so we're not going to keep scaling anymore, because I realized that if we actually keep going down, we are going to hit the ocean, which I don't know if I want to do just yet, honestly. Like, the original plan was to kind of have a cliff area right there, but honestly, I also have been thinking a lot these past couple of days. I don't know if I wanted to just go straight into the ocean, because that could be honestly kind of cool, because again, the entire idea that I kind of want is I want to be able to look over there, increase my render distance, and be able to see the area over here. So maybe like lowering it down is the way to go. But for now, we're kind of just lowering everything at least to this layer right here. This is kind of the, like, we're just gonna get to here, then we'll figure out what I want to do after. One of the things that we had to figure out, and yes, I mean we, because I actually live streamed most of this digging process here. I'm actually going to be going live again in a few short hours, so if you guys want to watch any future live streams, I mean, the live streams will already be over by the time this video comes out, but if you guys want to watch any future live streams, make sure to hit that like button, consider subscribing as well, and turning on the notifications so you guys get notified every time I go live. But the one thing that we had to figure out as well was this area right here. Now, if you remember in the last video, we actually worked a little bit on this cave area here. Yeah, most of this is actually going to have to go. Actually, eventually all of this might have to go if we end up going to the ocean. But it's really interesting because, like, these two were connected here. So far we have just this small little area right here. But yeah, like I said, eventually most of this will be gone anyway. So this should be a little bit more interesting. So we should still have somewhat of a cliff area right here. Now, the alternative was I spent the entire stream as well digging this entire section over here, which honestly, I kind of don't know what I want to do with this area just yet. So for now, I'm leaving it kind of as is. Yeah, I don't know if I want to, like, you know, terraform it or if I want to do anything special with it. I don't really know yet. So for now, I kind of like keeping it as like a little like peak area right here. Like, this is the highest point, and then we have like this area right here. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a live stream in just a few short hours here where I will continue to make progress. So let's cue the next time lapse. Alrighty, I have returned from digging out that entire area here, and this is what it looks like from afar. So it actually kind of looks relatively interesting. Now, during the live stream where we did all of this, I actually didn't go any further than leveling it to this level here. Those chests have kind of just been my reference. Now, I had some time to think. Now, the original plan for this village, as you guys know, was to kind of have it on a cliffside area right here and have it like, still high enough where it, we have a cliff, but also not too high where we can't see over it and like see the village. However, I realized that I was wrong. I actually don't want to do that, and the reason why is because that's not really what I want out of this terraforming project. The ultimate goal with this project was to have kind of a rolling hills area like this, which so far, if you look at just up here, we're doing actually pretty well. I do think that this looks quite nice here, but then having it just stop into like a bunch of flat land here, honestly, I'm not a big fan of. So I think what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do a time lapse of this because I've done enough time lapses for this video, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing what I did with the slopes kind of right here. I might try and make them slightly bigger so you can kind of see like this reference image, which honestly, even this is still a little bit too big. Like I'm kind of thinking that this is the one I wanted to go to the max with maybe, so maybe we get rid of this here, but I want to make them slightly bigger, that's definitely an interesting word that I just made up. But yeah, I want to make them slightly bigger, maybe by just like a block or two. Yeah, so like, here, if we counted it, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Over here, we kind of go like 4. Sometimes we go 5 to 6, like in some of these ones up here. Like I know here, I think it goes like 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This actually goes 7. So I'm kind of want to do more of these bigger slopes here instead. That way, the land just feels more grand, I think, is what I would like to do. But yeah, we're gonna make the slopes go all the way down over to here. So the hope is that from here we can have a giant custom sloping terrain going up there. Already, I have returned and I finished sloping everything over here, and I have grassed over the entire top. Now, I'm not gonna lie with you guys, this took a lot longer than I was expecting. The last place, I think if I remember correctly, it's been honestly so long, but I think I showed you guys where I was at, probably around here or something like that. I think that's where the land was. I lowered everything down, which took a really long time. Like, oh my goodness, I think it's been like 2 days, I think, since I recorded that last video that you guys just saw, or that last part that you guys just saw. But man, I think it was worth it, to be honest. So it's actually kind of interesting. So if we look at it from free cam really quick, just from afar, you can actually see that we kind of combined both. So we do have kind of the slopes going all the way down to the water, kind of down here, and then more importantly on the side over here, kind of in the village we made in the last episode. But then we still kind of have like that cliffside thing right here, which honestly I do kind of like. And actually I kind of have it at like the perfect angle. If I go like from the water here, let's say I was like in a boat or something like that, or even if we like built something over here, I don't know if we're gonna build anything here, but you can see through the land right there, which is kind of what I wanted, to be able to see everything going up, see those giant mountains over there, and then see the hills right here. So this definitely is working. Now we have one more thing that we're going to do together. Actually, I'm not going to just do this off camera. We are going to be making a little bit of a pond slash river stream. Now you guys know me, I love my rivers. I don't know what it is about them, I just absolutely love rivers. Like the flow of water, it just makes everything feel more alive, I think. So I think the plan is going to be that I want to have kind of like a pond. I think we're going to make it be like right here, which actually, if we go underneath, yes, this is actually just the cave right here. So we're gonna have to get a little bit creative when it comes to like, building this. But then the idea is that we are going to have it kind of flow down this way over to here. I don't know exactly where I want it to flow, to be honest, but I'm kind of okay, so here's what we're gonna figure out together, because I actually didn't plan any of this out aside from that I want the pond to go here. So I have a couple of thoughts. So we could make the water stream kind of go straight down through the middle right here, right, which would be kind of cool, but I honestly don't know if I really want to do that, only because I don't know if it would like take away from the village, because I don't want it to look like it's two villages kind of like connected by bridges and stuff like that. So I'm kind of leaning more towards the idea of, if I quickly fly up over here, maybe we make the pond go over here, but then we actually have it flow down on the side over here, right? If we remember, we had this area over here that I kind of like didn't know what to do with. What I could actually do is terraform this just a little bit right here. Honestly, we probably could terraform all of this all the way down to Y62, which is the water level right here, and we could actually just make that go all the way down into the water. That's actually not too bad, actually. That would mean that we have to do a little bit more work, but honestly, I kind of am okay with that. I think it'll be worth it. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I think the plan for the pond that we're gonna do kind of right here is we're actually just gonna use kind of like the natural kind of hole right here. So I think the plan is gonna be that we're gonna kind of open this up again. I think opening it up just like this actually kind of works. So then the idea is gonna be that we're gonna quickly clear out this creeper right here. And then I think the plan is going to be that I kind of want to have like stone kind of wrap around the back area over here. So this is kind of where I want it to kind of stop. I think we're just going to kind of do like a straight wall going down. Although maybe we should have done that out of dirt instead, but I'm actually okay with it. Now, this doesn't look too natural. I know that's what you guys are probably thinking, but I actually kind of want this to feel a little bit man-made as well. Like, I feel like we kind of have this area looking natural, but then with this area being kind of man-made, it kind of adds some like, you know, like villager detail is what I like to call it. I don't actually know what it would be called, but I actually really do like the way that that looks, oddly enough. So I think from here, the plan is just going to be that we just start watering everything over here. And here it is. This entire area is now completely filled, which honestly, I think it's kind of nice. You know, it still has a hint of like naturalness, but I really like it. I also like how I didn't make it go all the way to the top. I did kind of make it be kind of like one layer lower than the actual like ground here. I do want to make this area just a little bit thicker though. I don't love when the grass over here is only like 1 or 2 blocks. It just doesn't feel natural to me. So I think just making it a little bit thicker like that definitely does help. And then we'll do like something like this as well. Yeah, just to make it feel a little bit more, you know, thicker, I guess is the word I want to say. But yeah, I really enjoy the way that this works. So like I said, I think the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to connect it over to there. Now, I think what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to quickly lower all of this over here down to, from here basically, all down to Y62, basically just connect it over to this river here. When I'm back, then we'll connect the actual pond over to here because I want to do that with you guys on camera. Alrighty, I have returned. I finished a little area right here, so I did add some water. I also did a couple of things. So rather than leaving all of the sides being stone, I did do dirt here just because I like the way that dirt looks. And then we have this area here. Now, honestly, the plan is going to be that eventually, because this is connected to over here, all of this area, that this will eventually become mud because like I said in past episodes, the entire plan is that this entire body of water kind of right here, but like kind of going to here, is going to eventually be covered up with mud. That's going to be the same for over here. I have just spent way too much time already on this video to try and do that right now, so that might be something that I do off camera. But yeah, I really like the way that this looks, honestly. And I also started thinking about how I want the river to go. Now, honestly, kind of what I'm thinking is I might lead it towards this area right here. We kind of have this like natural looking spot right here where it kind of goes down anyway. I think we can honestly just kind of make it go all the way over to here, honestly. But I also kind of want the waterfall to kind of span kind of like this back area over here. So maybe what we do is instead of making it kind of flow down this way, maybe we like start tracking where we want it to go kind of this way. So I saved a bunch of the dirt actually from all of this digging over here. And I kind of want to map out where I would like this to go over here. Whilst I'm doing this, so I do want to take some time really quick and just talk about like this project as a whole, because like I said, this is definitely the biggest project that I've done, at least at one point in my world, right? Like I think the next biggest project probably would have been this entire area over here, but that was spanned over like multiple episodes. This is the biggest project like that we've done in a singular episode, and it's definitely really interesting. But I just want to like say it's really made me more motivated to do projects like this. You know what I'm saying? And I guess what I'm really asking is, do you guys are you guys okay if I take a little bit longer to make these videos? Because I know that this video took a really long time, and I'm trying to get it out as quick as I can, but also with just real life stuff happening, it's a bit of a pain. Also, I think maybe from here, maybe we then go, so I think we're gonna have it kind of start from right here, I think. and then yeah, it'll kind of connect up over here like so. Yeah, so it's gonna kind of go something like this, so we'll kind of just connect it up. But yeah, I'm trying to get this out as soon as I can, but I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, do you guys like, are you guys okay if these videos take a little bit longer? Like, do you guys like want to see like videos that take longer but also do a lot more in them, I guess is what I'm trying to say? Because I really enjoy doing this, honestly. Not to say that I'm going to be stopping the kind of shorter, like, you know, just working on a small build, but I don't know, I enjoy doing this, and I don't know, I think that it was definitely fun for me to work on this project while streaming. You know, just having that live interaction with you guys who joined, that was a lot of fun. And then I don't know how this video is going to perform. I really don't know. I'm still making it, so I'm hoping that it turns out relatively well. Again, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's kind of just what I'm thinking. Now, also back to this area over here. I don't want to just leave it like this. So what we did for in the one town over here, what we did for this area is we did make kind of a river right here as well. But what we ended up doing was we kind of just dug this area down. Oops, I did not want to break that. Yeah, we kind of just dug this area down. And then over here, when we had to do a turn, we just put some of this like kind of wall here, this kind of man-made wall, which I liked for this area, but I want this river over here to kind of feel completely natural. So what I think I would like to do is kind of just try and smooth it out and make it look like this could be like naturally made, you know what I'm saying? Or like naturally here. So what I'm kind of going to do is just kind of fix this up just a little bit. Trying to just make this look kind of like it could be kind of like a river thing here. You know, I like to think I'm doing a pretty decent job at this, but honestly, I really don't know. Like, I kind of, I really don't know what I'm doing with this area, honestly. I'm trying to make it look like this could have spawned here, like could have like generated here. I don't think I'm doing too bad. I think it'll look better once it's like all grassed up. It looks a little bit weird being dirt, but like I said, that'll generate into grass here shortly. Okay, so now I started to lower this area over here, and I'm starting to water it off right here. Now, one thing that I'm very curious about is, did I do a good enough job to make it so that this can kind of just all flow down naturally? I don't think I did a good enough job at that, unfortunately. There's some spots like right here where I think I need to fix, but I kind of want this to kind of all be flowing water, so I don't want to do like actual source blocks of water. Honestly, yeah, that's not too bad, I don't think, but honestly, part of me kind of just wonders if like we should get rid of some of this area over here. I feel like right here it's getting a little bit too high, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think kind of towards the lower area right here where the water gets really low, but then the land is still really high. Yeah, I don't love that. I don't like that, because when you look at it from the bottom, it looks just a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when you look at it like this, it almost feels kind of cramped, but yeah, I think that makes it just look just a little bit better, honestly. Okay, I definitely think I like it. I mean, it's not supposed to be something so elegant. It's really just supposed to be something kind of simple to get the water from this area here, kind of have a little bit of a waterfall, and then connecting it over to here, which I definitely really like the waterfall. Yeah, I think that was definitely worth doing. Now, honestly, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I don't think there's anything else that I want to do, but I definitely enjoy the way that this looks. I mean, just like the land over here, I'm super excited to get building with the actual village here. Like I said, I want this to be like a super big village. I want to be able to, like, you know, make this the village I'm most proud of. We're gonna be building, kind of going back to what we were doing with the first village over here, where we kind of have buildings that are functional, kind of like the sugarcane farm right there. But I do also want to have just some kind of houses like we did there, so it's going to be kind of a combination of the two. I'm really excited. I'm hoping that's going to be like my first actual big proper village, like a massive one. And like I said, I'm really excited because this area does eventually lead us to up over to here, right? It kind of leads us in between these two snow areas over here, which we can do something with. And then we get this area over here, right? You know, we get a little bit of some flatness over here, just some trees here. We do actually get a relatively flat, like, kind of side area over here, leads to a village over there. We have like an island thing over here. If we look at it from the map, you kind of get an easier visual of it. You can definitely see that once this opens up and we start making work over here, when the main village is done back here, it kind of then opens us up to this entire area, which is really nice, because now instead of just working on this area here, we can kind of keep going down and working on more areas over here. And then the goal eventually maybe is to expand this way as well. Not too sure what the plan is for this area over here, but at least this area we kind of have like a a clear, natural kind of entrance right here. I kind of picture like a big gate here and stuff like that. But man, I'm really enjoying this world so far. Again, let me know in the comments, do you guys enjoy these kind of longer videos? I know that they take a little bit longer to make, but I feel like this is I think this is, like I said multiple times, this is definitely the most work I've done in a single video. So let me know, did you guys enjoy this video? Hopefully you guys did. For those of you guys who watched the live streams, again, thank you so much for watching those. That was a lot of fun to have you guys here whilst I work on this. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of G1's Adventure. The next episode, we will begin working on this area here, this first building of this brand new awesome village, should I say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video.